Welcome back. Previously, we were discussing about various ratios that comes under ratio analysis, and we have completed liquidity ratios, solvency ratios, activity ratios, profitability ratios, and finally market test ratios or valuation ratios. Apart from these ratios, today we are going to learn a special category of ratios, otherwise known as leverage ratios. Leverage ratios. A leverage can be defined as the ability of management to use fixed cost assets, source of funds, to increase the returns to equity shareholders. Leverage also indicates the degree of risk attached to a business. There are two types of leverages. So before we go into different types of leverages, first of all, let's understand the concept of leverage. We all know the ultimate objective of every business is to earn maximum profit. As per one of the finance principles of financial management, we learned that profit maximization as well as wealth maximization, in which we give considerable importance to profit maximization concept. So as part of maximizing the profit of the concern as well as wealth, the organization may use various leverage methods. Actually, the term leverage means to lift up or to bring up something. It's a physics term. Usually leverage is a physics term. So in why we are using this term in business is by the term leverage means to lift up or to bring up, and the objective of business is to bring up or to lift up, to increase the profitability of the concern. That's how we come in touch with the word leverage. And leverage ratio actually helps in measuring the ability of the organization to maximize its profits. And how it's going to maximize its profit. It mainly uses two methods to maximize its profit. One, through effective utilization of various fixed costs, is one method, and another is by effective utilization of capital structure. There are two methods for raising or leveraging profit. Those two methods are known as operating leverage and financial leverage. So let's discuss in detail what is meant by operating leverage and financial leverage. First of all, operating leverage. As I have told earlier, leverage is the firm's ability to employ either assets or fixed costs or funds to create maximum returns at minimum cost. So it is very important for a company's point of view. So first of all, operating leverage. Operating leverage can be defined as the ability of the concerns to use fixed costs or fixed expenses so as to generate better returns for the firm. As I told now, it is defined as a tendency of the operating profit to vary disproportionately with change in sales. We all know that concept. When sales increases, operating profit also increases. It arises when the firm could convert most of the operating expenses as fixed costs. And fixed costs do not vary with volume of sales. Therefore, an increase in volume of sales would bring more than proportionate increase in earnings before interest and tax. So before we go into further operating leverage, you need to understand the concept. By operating leverage, before we go into operating leverage, we need to understand some concepts. We know if you deduct considerable amount of expenses or cost from sales, you will get profit. We all know that rule. So if you deduct cost from sales, you will get profit. And these costs which we are deducting mainly consists of two types of cost. One is all fixed cost and another is variable cost. And remember one concept. Whatever business you are doing, whatever amount of sales you are dealing with, whatever the activities you are dealing with in the business, it doesn't have any effect on fixed cost. Fixed cost will remain the same even if there is sales or if there is no sales. So you need to understand that while taking decisions regarding profitability of the organization, the business has to consider variable cost rather than fixed cost. Because with change in operations or change in sale, there is a considerable change in variable cost. So while analyzing or understanding the operating profit, you need to first of all consider the cost as variable cost as well as fixed cost. You will study in detail the emphasis of why we are classifying this cost as variable cost and fixed cost in the last module, or in the paper which we are going to deal in this semester is marginal cost. In that chapter we will discuss in detail the classification of this cost as variable cost and fixed, why we are classifying cost as variable and fixed, how it has an impact or effect on the decision making of the concern. So let's come back to operating leverage. In operating leverage, here the decision making regarding whether how to leverage or uplift the profit mainly depends upon fixed cost aspects. So before we going further into fixed cost aspects, let's discuss about the equation for finding out the operating leverage. The equation for finding operating leverage is contribution divided by operating profit. And here the contribution, it's a new term which we are going to learn now. Contribution is the difference between sales minus variable cost. Because the operating decision regarding the organizational activities on the basis of operating leverage mainly depends upon contribution with its comparison with operating profit. So finding out the contribution, you need to understand variable cost as well as fixed cost. So before going into further, let's discuss about the general concept of operating leverage. Actually, in operating leverage, here the organization or firm's ability to use fixed cost to generate more return, because you need to differentiate the cost into variable cost as well as fixed cost. And for decision making or on the basis of operating profit of the concern, you need to deduct considerable amount of variable cost from sales in order to identify contribution. Why? Because in operating leverage, the decision is done on the basis of contribution with regard to operating profit. For finding out contribution, you need to split cost into variable cost as well as fixed cost. But in general, we say that here decision is made on the basis of fixed cost. Then the concept is same, because for finding contribution, you need variable cost. In order to extract variable cost, you need to identify fixed cost. And keep this point in mind. If the organization is having higher contribution, here the ability to earn profit will be higher. So in order to earn higher contribution, the variable cost has to be minimum. And in order to bring the variable cost to a minimal point, you need to classify major part of the cost to its fixed cost. We will discuss, or we will come to that part during the last module. So operating leverage helps in measuring the organization's ability to earn profit, thereby measuring whether the organization is earning or suffering risk within the business or not. The method for calculating operating leverage is contribution divided by operating profit. And remember, when the organization or on the basis of your computation, if you are getting a higher ratio, it means more returns. So if the organization is earning more returns, definitely the business is facing more risk. There is a direct relation between risk and returns. So it's better to maintain a minimal ratio so that the organization need not have to suffer more risk. So before we go further into operating leverage, you need to understand the structure, cost structure, and how we are extracting contribution as well as operating profit. Today we are going to discuss any and different type of an income statement. We have learned about what is meant by income statement, and we discussed in detail what are the contents to come within the income statement. But today we are going to discuss an income statement which is prepared mainly on the basis of leverage concept. We all know the net sales, the ultimate activity within the business for earning, maximizing profit as well as wealth. From net sales, you will just deduct cost. This part is important. We all know from sales, if you deduct cost, you will get profit. But before going into that, you need to differentiate or disintegrate the cost into two categories: variable cost as well as fixed cost. Usually in the question, you will be given variable cost as a percentage of sales. Sometimes you may be given percentage itself, but it is implied that whenever a variable cost percentage is given, it represents certain percentage with regard to sales. If you deduct variable cost from net sale, you will get contribution. This part is very much important from the organization point of view while taking decisions, because on the basis of contribution only, whether the organization has to proceed with certain activity or it has to drop a certain activity, that's all depend upon this contribution. The organization is having higher contribution, it means the organization's ability to earn profit will be higher. And this contribution can be identified only by differentiating variable cost and fixed cost. And operating leverage, we learned that by utilizing fixed cost so that the organization can earn maximum profit. The utilizing fixed cost is in the sense that from net sales you need to deduct variable cost, then only you get contribution. That's why we are splitting that cost into fixed cost as well as variable cost. And from contribution, if you are deducting fixed cost, and remember, fixed cost doesn't mean or represent fixed assets. Fixed costs are those assets that doesn't have any relation with the activity of the business, like salary, rent, pension, electricity charges, rent, wages, like that. Such expenses are known as fixed costs. So never ever confuse the fixed cost with the fixed assets of the organization. Fixed costs are those costs that doesn't have any impact or effect with the activities within the business. Such items are known as fixed costs. So during this statement, whenever you are dealing with fixed costs, don't include interest. Usually interest means interest on debentures in this fixed cost. And if you deduct fixed cost from contribution, you will get operating profit, which is known as EBIT. Why we are doing this kind of differentiation is to identify the amount of contribution. That's why we are splitting the cost into variable cost and fixed cost. And from fixed cost, if we deduct interest, that means here the fixed cost, in this fixed cost we didn't include any interest on debentures. That interest has to be adjusted here. Then only we can identify the exact operating profit. So, but from that, if we deduct the interest on debentures, you will get profit before tax. And if we adjust the considerable amount of tax, you will get profit after tax. So you need to familiarize with this statement also, because for computation regarding leverage ratios, you need to understand this statement, because the details may not be directly related to the question asked in the or question which you are dealing with. Sometimes you may have to prepare this statement in order to extract these details, because this statement is to be prepared for identifying contribution, because for operating leverage the equation is contribution divided by earnings before interest and tax. So in order to find that equation, you need to prepare income statements. Income statement, preferably this statement. So while you are dealing with leverage ratio, remember you need to prepare this income statement rather than the income statement which we have been dealing in the previous sessions. So just go through it, understand it, and familiarize with these ratios. We will discuss about the cases in the coming sessions. Thank you.